Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome to the Deceptilab. It's your boy Freeze out here. And more importantly, welcome to the con highlight of the week. I do one of these to try to do one every Monday just to kind of talk about some of the different cons and their abilities, just different things they can do. And one particular bot caught my attention this week. As many of the people who follow my channel know, we've been doing a short mini series on potentially underrated bots, and so we've been doing that class by class, and today we're going to talk about the gunner class. And I don't want to tell you who it is that I'm looking at quite yet, particularly because this is a specific reason that kind of drove me to that decision, but we will get to it soon after I get the screen set up for that particular bot. So just stay tuned, I'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we are going to be talking about Trigger Happy, and I'm just going to let you take a look at his stats for a second. I'll come back to it and talk about it in a minute. But one thing I wanted to start off with before I get into all that is I wanted to talk to you about the schedule for the channel, particularly because you guys probably noticed I'm on a little bit later than normal. I was doing the 5 p.m. Eastern slot on Mondays and Thursdays, and so that's going to change a little bit. And so what I'll do is I'll actually show you, I've been circulating this around, but this is going to be my new schedule. And so Mondays we're going to move the videos to 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it'll be 11 UTC. And then one thing that I promise is after we get 100 viewers, or 100 subscribers, excuse me, that I would go start doing live streaming. I'll try to pursue that a little bit more. And so what I'm going to start off with, doing a live stream every other week. So this Wednesday I do plan to live stream, and then on the weeks that I'm not live streaming, I'm going to do a premiere. And all that is, for you guys that have been a part of it before, is that I'll pre-record the video, but I'll be around for a question and answer period. And that just has more to do with my situation. Usually every other Wednesday I'm doing something with my children and everything like that. So that'll give me some flexibility to live stream on the weeks when they're not spending with me. So I just wanted to point that out there, really just because it is a little bit of a change, and if we're going to live stream, I want people to start adjusting to the fact that I'm going to be here on Wednesdays, pretty much because there was a lot of Transformers Earth Wars content traffic on the Thursday, and so I just want to dwindle that down a little bit and have what I hope will be my own little time slot for a little bit. So yeah, it's not a little less congested on those days. The newsletter's already come out, so it's not really a lot of risk on my part. And so if that works for me, for you guys, let me know in the comments of the video or hit me up on Discord. And but we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works for a couple weeks. See if we can get something good going. But all right, as far as today's content goes, we're going to go back and look at Trigger Happy. And so the reason why I'm looking at Trigger Happy is, for the most part, if you guys have been following the Transformers Earth Wars Discord, one of the things that you've been seeing is that Trigger Happy is leading. He's been leading the votes. Trigger Happy and 6 Gun have been leading the votes for the next 5-star batch. Try to see let the players pick one 5-star bot for the next batch. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first saw that, I'm gonna put the schedule back up there. I'm gonna take that down. What I was thinking, I was kind of like this, because I had a lot of conversations with different players. Some of my alliance, some outside, some just on Discord, and we were wondering. He's like, "Who's picking Trigger Happy? Are these guys noobs?" But then I started to see really, really good players I know. They started to kind of double down on Trigger Happy and say, hey, Trigger Happy would be Trigger Happy and 6 Gun. Those will be pretty good picks. So I said, I got trigger happy maybe a couple months ago. I didn't put a lot of emphasis on him. I just started putting him on some teams to get him leveled up as a 4-star. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do some testing on trigger happy, and I'm going to see, just based off of looking at the 4-star, just how viable I think that he will be as a 5-star bot. So sounds like fun. We're going to check it out, see if there's a reason why people are going in that direction. So let's do it. So right now I'm looking at his statistics. We got a special ability right now. I got it at level 10. I do plan to put it on level 11 before the end of the video, but at level 10, so I maxed this guy out. Now usually I put my bots around 61, but I was like, hey man, if they're trying to put this guy into a 5-star batch, I want to know what's so freaking good about this dude that we feel the need to put him in a 5-star batch, and people are voting for him. So I maxed him out, and this is what his stats look like on the maxed out, level 65 trigger happy. So you're looking at 511.2 damage, the health, 10,600. Yeah, both of those damage and health, those are pretty good for a 4-star gunner. So before I do anything else, let me do some comparisons, because I got a couple. I'm on a test server right now for some of my little side projects that I've been working on. I leaned too far out the camera, sorry guys. But so I'm looking up here. So this is level 61 Swindle I get, and you can see his statistics. 5-star level 61, he's pretty comparable. And we'll also look at Brawl, who, if I've been pursuing. So I got a 5-star coming my way soon. Hopefully it's him, because I need ranged options. If you guys have been following my content, you know that I need this. But yeah, a little less comparable. You got a little bit more damage there at 61, but I mean, still somewhere in that general neighborhood. So when I go back and I look at trigger happy as a maxed out 4-star, I got the volatile mixture on him, maxed out volatile mixture that for me personally, I keep that volatile mixture and move it around to whoever I need for that particular moment. It's cheaper that way than as opposed to running multiple volatile mixtures. But yeah, man, I think the dude kind of surprised me a little bit, because when I look at this infrared homing special ability at level 10, it says set an area on fire, and it's almost 3k damage there, 2,986 with the level 65 4-star with the volatile mixture core over 6 seconds, and then take off and shoot a heat guided missiles, four heat guided missiles, excuse me. And each missile prioritizes burning defenses, causing 5,599 damage. So sounds pretty good. Now I'll tell you this, for me personally, I have not been a huge fan of firebots. I hadn't been. Just because I feel like they're easily countered. You go throw down a zone heal core, or you go put one of those self-repair power cores on defense, and you got a problem. So that's one of the things I think about when I use a firebot. But I say he does have a decent amount of what it seems to be impact damage. So let's take a look. I'm gonna go into one of my trials against my own base, and one of the things I'm gonna look at, I'm gonna do the normal battle first, just to see what he looks like against different defenses. And so what I did is I moved one of my MDS up here. I wanted to put it in on a little bit of an island by itself, just to just isolate it a little bit and see where that damage goes. Now obviously it's going to have some AoE for this type of bot, but I just want to put that off by itself with the self repair core maxed out, see what this guy does. Oops, I did not mean to throw Ramjet down, but that's alright. And so you can see the fire attack right there, and honestly man, that did a pretty decent job. I'm actually going to go back and run the replay on that. That did a pretty decent job against that MDS Granite. It's got some range on him for his normal ability. But now I'm starting to, and I haven't done very much testing with them guys. Like I did a couple of little test runs earlier. Nothing crazy, nothing like when I'm deep down into the lab or anything like that. But let's take a look at this real quick. So there's me accidentally putting out ramjet. And I throw a couple of healers behind them. So you got some impact there. And cleared that guy out. So let's try something else. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring that shield generator next to it, because I'm looking at the current war effects, and one of the things that people are doing is they're adding their MDSs, and you can kind of see how I originally had mine. Like I had mine set up just to the right of the shield generator. I moved it for the purpose of this video. So I'm just gonna move this here just for the purpose of access. Alright, and we're going to try to run that base trial again, see what it looks like with that shield generator running. But yeah, man, like, how did everybody weekend go? Let me know in the comments how your weekend event went. We had that individual event this weekend. It took me a little bit. I had to go into this morning but I maxed out my 5-star blast off and my 5-star impactor. Most of the work I did over the weekend, but I did have to clean up a little bit this morning. So I was very, very happy about that. That made my war team better. So I'm very pleased. All right, I'm gonna cut out the screen so I'm not looking down at my phone the whole time. But let's take a look at Trigger Happy again with the shield generator in place as well, and it's probably going to hit the shield generator also because it's a pretty decent area. But when you finish that off with a couple of the regular attacks, now it's repairing itself right now. I got my 2 healers. It's taking a little bit longer than I would prefer, but it is going to take it down, and he's not taking a lot of damage with the double healer. So let's look at some other targets. Let's look at this auto cannon, and he's actually a lot faster, it looks like. Now this is normal mode. I'm going to try it again in hard mode here in a minute, but he's actually much faster than some of the other firebots. So alright, so far so good, not too bad. Alright, so let's back out of that, and we will test this in hard mode. Now I don't want to talk about the current Prime League effects too much because it's going to go into some of these hard mode effects. I actually probably will talk about that on my live stream on Wednesday because I think it's a lot to discuss. It's been the topic of discussion for all the other players that I've been talking to this week. Particularly like this weekend since the stuff went live on Wednesday, I think it was, because Space Ape had their holiday for Thursday and Friday. But yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. So hold me to that, guys. If I don't write things down, which I'm not going to obviously write this down right now, I forget stuff. But I don't think I'm going to forget that, honestly. It's something I really want to talk about. And a lot of other content creators been talking about it, and they made some good points. I'm going to make some good points too. Alright, so let's try this again. So now we got him in hard mode. We'll go Trigger Happy, Hook, Shockwave. And we're going to go same spot. Now let's take a look at this damage. Because you got... Dude, that's still... Like, now obviously you got self-repair, and obviously you got your hard mode effects. Let's take a look at those real quick. Oh, that's the... So that's the battle effects that we're looking at it. Outpost Combiner has 100% more health. It's very difficult. And then plus 20% health and 20% damage for all defenses. Now, the difference you can see here is this guy starts healing itself, and he's almost back to full on, in this particular case. Defenses heal for 30% of damage dealt. Now, with the MDS is going to deal quite a bit of damage, and so he's healing itself, and he's already got a health boost. So a lot of people, without getting too far in it, like I said, I'll talk about this on my live stream on Wednesday. But these things are pretty tough, man. These war effects, if you guys haven't played in Prime League, and this is what we've been facing up there in Prime League. I mean, so now at this point, it's been a minute and a half of this dude. Both of my healers are gone. And finally, is he going to take it down? Yeah, finally he gets the MDS, and then he dies. So, and that's just me just kind of just playing around, you know, obviously, in a real battle situation. I give him a little bit more support than just those two healers. But that's kind of what we're looking at from a Prime League hard mode standpoint. Alright. So, 4-star damage wise, 4-star is pretty good, man. That 4-star Trigger Happy is actually better than I thought it was. Some things I still want to discuss. So when I look in here and I look at that, there's, and I've said this multiple times on this channel, if you have war effects that they have been war effects that affect firebots, you know, fire abilities, and you have a damage reduction, you now also have, actually, you know what, I'm gonna go back to the game screen and I'm gonna pull it up, even though my Titan is jacked on my test server, so I asked for some help for it. But you know, well, it's a couple of things we got here. We got fire resistance up here that you can use as in tier 6 is a Titan perk. And you also have, if you go to, oh, that's the tech tree. I'm gonna go back to the actual lab. And you also got fire resistance that you can use. It's a passive ability. So there are some concerns that I have for firebots or anybody with a fire ability. And I think that if this bot goes in as a 5-star, currently he's leading the 5-star vote. And I think if he becomes ingrained in the meta, I think what you might see in turn is people actually start to use those effects. Because I don't know anybody that uses that fire reduction ability, because everybody doesn't use fire ability bots. So that's one of the things that I'm looking at. So, alright, let's go and give this guy an ability 11. So we'll go back into my gunners here, and there he is, and we will give him his ability 11. So now we're going to increase his power a little bit, like all ability 11s do, but you're going to add some area of effect. So we'll go ahead and run that. And let's try that hard mode again, man. Like, I think that, let's see how much of a difference that makes. And I think that's gonna be good, because I've been saying this for a while, but I think that this game uses a lot of, we create a lot of clusters, just because we have so many things going on. We got so many defenses now. HQ 18 around the corner. We're probably gonna add some more defenses. And it's kind of inevitable, you know, like a lot of people when they use like Skull Smasher and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna use Skull Smasher, bro. Like, you can't keep everything from being in a straight line for the most part. Now you can minimize it and keep some less important things out there, but yeah, you can only minimize it so much. All right, so looking at that MDS again. That's not bad. He put a pretty good dent in it, but with self-heal, power core, self-repair power core, and the self-healing from the damage it does, you know, you're gonna have to use a little bit more to try to get that MDS down. Now let's try this range out there. So not bad. So now let me go back again and not focus on the MDS as much as focus on where we got a little bit more congestion. See how that goes. Because ultimately, you're talking about six seconds damage over time, plus a little bit of additional impact. So I think this makes him. Honestly, man, I think if they would make this guy as a 5-star, after looking at this for a little bit, he might actually be pretty good, guys. But it's still not my first choice. I just don't. I'm in a position right now where I just don't want to go and get bots that are going to be easily countered. Like I want you to work your butt off. Now, Ramjet, is one of my favorites, and he uses fire, but I'm using them regardless. I'm using them for the sack strategy regardless, depending on the base I'm running on. But yeah, as far as gunners, like one of the reasons I went from brawlers because I have the option to use fire on them. I don't have to use fire on them, and so I targeted that slowdown beam. So it seems to be a little bit of a targeting issue right here. So not bad. Get back here to this auto cannon. Well, now I got caught by the motion sensing mine. Let's go right here and so 6 seconds. Man, that's pretty powerful. It kind of tripped me out that he didn't take out that build bot though, but he took out an auto cannon with, and we already know what it's gonna do with the. Honestly, guys, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So let's do this. Let's go use this guy as a member of modified version of my war team. See what happens. Alright, just for good measure, I'll bring my good buddy Overlord with me. We'll go in the prime zone so it'll have the similar effects. So yeah, I mean it's kind of a learning experience for me. I hadn't used Trigger Happy very heavily. I played around with all the bots that come out when they first come out, but I hadn't used them very heavily. And yeah, now he's turning out to be alright as a 4-star. Especially for someone like me who needs ranged options. So let me go ahead and start the sack right here real quick. Let's see how he just works as part of a regular team. Let me get. Alright, there we go. Wanted to clear out that build bot real quick. See what I can do. Oh, he doesn't have a Titan there. Alright. Sounds good. So yeah. He took out a huge little chunk there for what I was looking for. So between the Titan and that I got some pretty other good high level bots up there, I might be alright. Yeah, that's not bad because usually for these types of layouts, now granted they ain't got a Titan up there and everything like that, and honestly I think on the test server this particular base is a little old, but they still put all the additional effects up here. So I don't know, man. Now here's the part right here. Let me see how he does up there against Try to get them closer to the shield generator and those beam lasers. Get them to take those out for me. And keep in mind, I don't have a lot of the abilities up here for my Titan Tech tree because my Titan Tech tree is broken. So overall, not too bad. So yeah, I think that I'd be willing to use them. I'm not gonna chase them because the fire aspect is gonna chase me off. But I mean, this is pretty solid. I was just kind of wondering what everybody was saying because a lot of people weren't really feeling that is one of the choices. And I'll tell you, when I get to my live stream, I'll tell you, well, you guys already should know if you guys been watching me for a while, who I wanted to see in the batch, who I didn't see in the batch. But I'll tell you who I voted for when I get to it on Wednesday. But yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about for the day. So hey, what do you think? Anybody got any tips? I didn't go through any of the combat bots this time. I mean, for me, I probably use fire line. I always double down on fire damage when I'm looking at stuff like that. And you know, Gator faces would be another option if I just try to go strictly for the critical hit. But I'm probably going to double down on fire damage. I really wanted to focus on that special ability more than anything else. But hey, let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about Trigger Happy. You know, leave me a comment. And as always, like the video if you really enjoyed my content. And I will also leave links to my social medias, my Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and the bio. Well, it's on the bio of my channel, but it's also going to be in the description for this video so that you guys can come talk to us on. Primarily, we talk more on Discord than anywhere else. But yeah, guys. So I look forward to sharing a lot of different things with you on Wednesday, having a chat with you guys up there on, you know, the first live stream that I've had in quite a bit. And probably somewhere in this week, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully I'll be opening a 5-star bot this week. Maybe that'll be on Wednesday too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Wednesday hopefully, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield. Freezius out.